Okay, imagine this. A time way, way back, before any written history. And people are moving these massive stones, placing them just so, making structures we still, can't fully explain.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What secrets are they holding?
Exactly. So today, we're doing a deep dive into something truly fascinating. Mysterious stone circles from all around the world.
Right, and these aren't just like random rocks piled up.
Not at all.
Yeah.
We're talking about incredible ancient engineering feats, maybe even really important cultural places. And they're everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this deep dive, our goal really is to sift through all the theories and give you the solid facts, those aha moments,
Yeah.
and the surprising stuff that jumps out from the source material we've looked at.
Consider us your guides, basically. We'll hit the essentials, but hopefully without making your head spin.
And the source we're digging into today, it's this great list. 10 mysterious stone circles from around the world, really focuses on the big unknowns, the mysteries of ancient times.
It's quite a journey.
Okay, so let's unpack this. First thing you notice, these circles are everywhere, all across the globe.
Right.
Most of them pop up during the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and the really wild part.
No writing.
Exactly. The people who built most of these, they left 0 written accounts. Nothing. So the stones themselves are these like silent witnesses, stood there for thousands of years.
Which, that immediately brings up the big questions, doesn't it? Who were these people? How on earth did they build these things? Moving giant rocks with, basic tools?
It boggles the mind.
And the biggest one for me, why? Why go to all that trouble? We should probably say up front, for a lot of these, we might never get the full picture.
That's true. It's likely lost to time. But we can explore what we do know, look at the clues, the incredible skill involved that our sources point out.
Okay, so where do we start? Has to be the most famous one, right?
Absolutely. When you say stone circle, everyone thinks of Stonehenge. Amesbury, UK.
Right, the icon. And the details here really start painting a picture of just how amazing it is.
It's definitely the best known, probably the most studied megalithic site anywhere.
So you've got these 2 big rings of standing stones. And around them, there's this ditch and embankment, about 360 feet across.
That's right. And the outer ring stones, they're sandstone. Huge things, like 13 feet high, 7 feet wide,
Okay.
around 25 tons each.
25 tons? That's like, what, 2 double-decker buses stacked up?
Something like that, yeah. Just immense.
And the engineering, you mentioned they aren't just sitting there.
No way.
Yeah.
Some of the pairs have these lintel stones on top, connecting them. And they're fixed, locked in place, using these super clever joints, mortise and tenon.
So like plugging something into a socket almost.
Yeah.
But with massive rocks.
Exactly like that. Perfectly fitted. It shows this incredible understanding of, structural mechanics. Way, way ahead of their time. Millennia ahead, really.
That's a definite aha moment right there.
For sure. And then inside that, you've got the inner ring. Those are the blue stones.
And they're not even from around there, right?
Nope. And notoriously hard rock to work with, too, which just adds to the mystery of how they got them there and shaped them.
Wow. And there's another ring inside that.
Yeah, an innermost sandstone ring, also with lintels, similar to the outer one.
And it's not just the building, it's the placement, too. The whole thing is lined up.
Towards the sunsets and sunrises, yeah. Winter solstice sunset, summer solstice sunrise, really precise.
So the big why, the purpose, the debate's still going, but what do the sources suggest is the most likely reason for all this effort?
Well, that's the thing. It probably wasn't just one reason.
Right.
People often say Druids, but the sources are clear. The builders didn't leave writing, and the Druids came much later.
Right.
The evidence points more towards it being, multifunctional. It was almost certainly used for watching the stars, astronomical observations.
The giant observatory.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But also a really important place for religious ceremonies, a sacred site. And we know for sure a major burial ground.
So all 3, astronomy, religion, burials.
Seems likely, yeah. It reflects how they probably saw the world, everything connected. And carbon dating gives us a timeline. The ditch around the outside, that's the oldest bit, around 3100 BC.
Okay.
But the actual stone construction happened in stages, maybe 7 main phases, stretching from 3100 all the way down to about 1600 BC.
Wow, over 1,500 years.
Yeah. And the main stone circle itself, the big megalith we recognize, that seems to have gone up between about 2600 and 2400 BC.
So not just one quick build. This was a project passed down through generations. Incredible commitment.
Absolutely.
And the stones themselves, Where did they come from? You mentioned the bluestones weren't local.
Right. This part is just staggering. The biggest ones, the Sarsens, they came from Marlborough Downs. It's about 20 miles away. Still a huge task.
Okay, 20 miles is tough enough with 25-ton stones.
But the bluestones, they've traced them to the Preseli Hills in Wales.
Wales, how far is that?
About 180 miles.
180 miles.
We don't know for sure. Maybe rolled on logs, maybe floated on rafts down rivers and across the sea. It's a huge debate.
And wasn't there one stone from even further, the altar stone?
Oh, yeah. The central altar stone, the one that's now partly buried. Geologists figured out it was quarried way up in northeastern Scotland.
Scotland, that's what, over 400 miles?
About 460 miles away, yeah.
That's just unbelievable. Imagine trying to organize that today, even with modern equipment, let alone back then.
It really puts their determination, their ingenuity, their sheer willpower into perspective, doesn't it?
Totally. Okay, so from the most famous site, let's jump across the Atlantic. Thousands of miles away, different culture, but maybe similar question.
Exactly. Let's talk about the Medicine Wheel. Bighorn National Forest, Wyoming, USA.
And this one's really mysterious
Because nobody knows who built it. The local Crow people, they say it was already there when their ancestors arrived. No group claims it. Its origins are completely untraceable in tribal memory.
Wow. Okay, so what does it look like?
It's up on this ridge below Medicine Mountain. It's a circle of stones about 80 feet across. And it has these spokes, 28 of them, radiating out from a central cairn, like a hub. And there are 6 smaller circles, or cairns, around the rim, too.
And it's not the only one like this.
No, it's actually the most southern one of about 70 known medicine wheels. Most of them are further north, up in Alberta, Canada.
And some of those are really old.
Oh, yeah. The oldest one they've found, near Bassano in Alberta, dates back to 3200 BC. That's older than the main stones at Stonehenge.
Incredible. But dating the Bighorn one is harder.
Very tricky. The only thing they could carbon date directly was a piece of wood found in one cairn, and that was only about 220 years old.
But the alignments.
Exactly. Back in 1972, researchers figured out it has alignments to the summer solstice sunrise and sunset, and also to the rising points of certain bright stars just before dawn, what's called the heliacal rising.
Which stars?
Stars like Aldebaran, Rigel, and Sirius. For ancient people, seeing a specific star rise just before the sun was a really important marker. Signaled changes in seasons, maybe times for ceremonies or planting.
Like a celestial clock.
Precisely. And the alignment for Aldebaran, it would have been spot on between 80, 1200, and 1700. So even without knowing who built it, we can see why they might have built it for tracking the sky.
Okay, another continent jump. Let's go down under Australia.
Huh?
The Carisbrooke stone arrangement.
Right, and this one's got a really unique shape.
Not a circle.
Nope, it's shaped more like a boomerang.
Yeah.
About 200 feet long, maybe 16 feet wide. There are some smaller circles nearby and a stone cairn, too.
And this one, we know who built it.
We know it was built by Indigenous Australians, the Aboriginal people. Possibly the Judjawurrung tribe lived in that area, but here's the twist.
Even they don't know who built it.
Right. Their oral traditions, which go back thousands and thousands of years, don't actually record who built this specific arrangement or exactly when. That suggests it's incredibly ancient, predating even their oldest stories about it.
Wow. So the purpose is also a mystery.
Pretty much unknown. But the shape, that long sort of phallic shape, has led some researchers to think it might have been an initiation ground. For boys becoming men, a sacred place for those rites of passage.
Makes sense. Any alignments here?
Yes, actually. The ends of the boomerang shape point precisely north and east. So again, this deep understanding of directions built into the structure itself.
Fascinating. Okay, let's loop back to the UK. Cornwall this time. Lots of ancient sites there. We're looking at the Hurlers and the Merry Maidens.
Yep, 2 really intriguing sites, both wrapped up in local legends. The Hurlers first. It's actually 3 stone circles close together. They vary a bit in size, between about 108 and 138 feet across.
3 circles. Why 3?
Good question. We don't know. There are also 2 other standing stones nearby, outliers, that people call the Pipers. Maybe they formed an entranceway or something for processions.
And dating them, still tricky?
Still tricky. It's granite, so you can't carbon date the stone itself. But back in the 60s, an archaeoastronomer named Alexander Thom suggested they might align with certain stars, like Vega and Arcturus.
Okay.
And based on how stars slowly shift position over centuries, those alignments could point to a date somewhere between 2100 and 1500 BC.
Still a wide range, but gives us a ballpark.
Exactly. Purpose, again, unknown. And interestingly, there's not much evidence people actually lived right next to them, which maybe suggests they were purely for ceremonies or sky watching.
And then nearby, the Merry Maidens. This one has a great story.
It does, a very charming, if a bit cautionary, local legend. It's a circle about 80 feet wide, made of 19 granite stones, quite evenly spaced.
And the legend.
The legend says there were 19 young women who were turned into stone because they were caught dancing on a Sunday, breaking the Sabbath. Oh. And nearby, there are 2 taller stones. Guess who they are?
The pipers. The musicians who were playing for them.
You got it. They got turned to stone, too. It's a great example of how later people tried to make sense of these ancient, mysterious structures by weaving stories around them. But who really built them and when? Still a mystery.
Okay, let's hop over to Japan now. The Oyu stone circles in Kazuna.
Right. And this site is exciting because it's one of the few where we actually have a pretty good idea about the function.
Finally. Some answers?
Sort of. It was found back in 1931. There are actually 2 main circles, the Manza Circle being the biggest in Japan, about 150 feet wide. The other is slightly smaller. They're made of these smooth river stones, carefully collected and arranged.
And how are they arranged?
Each one has 2 rings, one inside the other, and there are smaller stone features inside too. Crucially, they're oriented to line up with the sunset on the summer solstice.
Okay, so definitely astronomical.
Yes. And more than just alignment, they could actually be used to predict certain solar events. The summer solstice sunset, yes, but also maybe the vernal equinox and the winter solstice, too.
Like a working calendar made of stone.
Pretty much. And tools found there, plus carbon dating, place it between 2000 and 1500 BC. So we have a clear function and a date range here. Very cool.
Very cool indeed. Now let's head to southeastern Europe, Bulgaria. The Dolin Glavanak Cromlech.
Okay, first, a quick word on terms. Cromlech. It's a Welsh word. It basically means arched flat stone, but it's often used for a circle of standing stones like this.
Right, and sometimes you hear dolmen.
Yeah, dolmen is related, often used for structures that form a kind of chamber, maybe with a capstone, frequently tombs. And interestingly, people still build dolmen-like structures for burials in parts of Indonesia today. It's an ancient practice with modern echoes.
Fascinating. So this Bulgarian cromlech.
It was only found quite recently. In 1998, up on a wooded hill, it's made of 12 stones of volcanic rock called rhyodacite. 9 are still standing.
How big is it?
It forms a ring about 30 feet across. The standing stones are maybe 4 or 5 feet tall, and there were horizontal stones laid between some of them too.
And the date?
They found bronze tools nearby, which helped date it to around 700 to 500 BC, so a bit later than some of the others, into the Iron Age.
And the purpose here, not astronomical.
Doesn't seem to be the main focus. What they did find were burned human bones. Yeah. So the conclusion is pretty clear. It was used for funerary practices, disposal of the dead, maybe consecrating their remains, a very solemn purpose. Gives us a direct window into their beliefs about death and the afterlife.
Definitely puts a different perspective on these circles. Okay, back to Cornwall one more time. Boscawen and Un, near the others we mentioned.
Right, just about 4 miles from the Merry Maidens, and this one really looks like, well, like a sundial.
How so?
It's got 19 standing stones arranged in a sort of squashed circle and ellipse, about 75 feet across. And right in the middle, there's this long stone leaning over quite dramatically. And one of the stones in the circle, in the southwest part, is different. It's made of this bright white quartz. Really stands out.
And the central leaning stone points to it.
Seems to point right at it, yeah. The theory is that this quartz stone marks where the sun sets on the first day of winter, the winter solstice.
Wow. But there's more, right? Something about the summer solstice.
Yes, this is amazing. Apparently, the only time of the entire year when the rising sun hits and fully illuminates every single stone in the circle is at sunrise on the summer solstice.
That can't be accidental.
Seems incredibly intentional, doesn't it? Like a deliberate design. And they found Bronze Age tools when they excavated, so we know it dates back to that period.
Incredible precision again. All right, next up, let's talk scale. Rouge El Hiri in the Golan Heights, Israel. This one sounds massive.
It is absolutely huge. We're talking 5 concentric rings of stone walls built from something like 42,000 tons of basalt rocks.
42,000 tons.
Yeah. The outermost ring alone is about 520 feet across and stands about 8 feet tall. It's so big, you really need to see it from the air to grasp the whole pattern. That scale is an aha moment in itself.
And its location is significant too.
Very. It sits in the middle of this large plateau that's just covered in hundreds of other ancient stone tombs called dolmens. So the thinking is, This huge circle was probably the central point, the hub of a massive ancient cemetery complex.
A monumental burial ground center. Makes sense. Are there alignments?
There are two entrances, one northeast, one southeast. The northeast one does sort of vaguely line up with the summer solstice sunrise, but it's pretty loose. Most archaeologists have ruled out a primary astronomical purpose because it's just not that precise.
So likely funerary, then.
That seems the most probable function, given the context. But here's the puzzle. Despite being in the middle of a cemetery, they haven't actually found any human remains inside the main rings themselves, only in the surrounding tombs.
Huh. That is strange.
It is. Adds another layer of mystery. And just as a historical aside, it's quite close to the Sea of Galilee. So it's geographically plausible that someone like Jesus might have walked past or known of this ancient place thousands of years later. Connects deep antiquity to more familiar history.
Wow. Okay, last one. And this brings us almost up to the present day in terms of discovery. The Amazonian Stonehenge.
Right. The Solstice Archaeological Park in Calcoene, Brazil. This was only really brought to light in 2006. Hidden away in the Amazon rainforest, proof that there are still amazing discoveries to be made.
Absolutely. So what did they find?
They found 127 granite blocks. Some are really tall, up to 15 feet, arranged in a circle about 100 feet wide.
Granite
Yeah.
in the Amazon. Is that unusual?
Very. Where the granite came from is a mystery itself. There aren't natural outcrops nearby, and the shapes of the stones are quite irregular too, which adds another question mark.
And the purpose? Astronomy, burials, both.
Seems like both, actually. It's generally thought to have astronomical significance, definitely. But they also found cremated human remains buried in pits in the center and also in ceramic urns. Suggest it was an important burial site, maybe for high-status individuals.
And specific alignments, like Stonehenge.
Yes, but maybe even more specific in some ways. There's one stone with a hole carved through it. On the winter solstice, which is December down there, the sun shines directly through that hole onto another specific rock.
Like a keyhole effect.
Exactly. And there's another rock positioned so that on that same day, December 21st, when the sun is directly overhead at noon, that rock casts no shadow at all.
That takes some serious observation and planning.
It really does. Sophisticated understanding of the sun's path. Dating it has been a bit tricky based on pottery fragments, potsherds found there. It could be anywhere from 2000 BC up to maybe 500 AD. That's a big window, but it definitely confirms its ancient origins.
So we've toured the globe, seen these incredible structures. Stonehenge, medicine wheels, Oyu, Rum El Hiri, the Amazon. When you pull back and look at all of them, what are the big takeaways? What connects them?
Well, despite being separated by huge distances, different cultures, thousands of years, you see these common threads emerging, don't you?
Definitely. There's this, like, universal human drive to build something big, something permanent.
Right. Something monumental. And so often it seems tied to the sky, to the cosmos, or to something sacred, something spiritual.
That celestial fascination is undeniable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Solstices, equinoxes, stars rising.
It's astonishing, really. Not just that they aligned stones to the sky, but that so many different cultures, who likely had no contact, were interested in the same celestial events. It suggests this fundamental human need to understand our place in the universe, to find order in the cycles of nature. The sky was their clock, their calendar, maybe even their scripture.
And the connection to death keeps coming up, too.
Yeah. The funerary aspect is strong in many sites. Dolny Glavanak, the Amazonian Circle, even Stonehenge with all its burials. It tells us these weren't just about marking time for the living. They were deeply connected to beliefs about death, the afterlife, the whole cycle of existence. Maybe they were seen as gateways or just places to honor the ancestors in a powerful way.
And through it all, you just have to admire the sheer ingenuity.
Absolutely. The engineering skills, the logistics of moving those stones. Without the tools we rely on today, it's humbling. It speaks volumes about their ability to organize, to cooperate, to dedicate generations to a single project.
Yet the mystery persists.
It does. For so many of them, the core questions exactly who built them, exactly why, remain unanswered. Even with carbon dating, ground-penetrating radar, aerial surveys, they still hold on to many of their secrets.
They really are silent witnesses, aren't they? Standing there challenging us across the millennia, reminding us how vast history is and how much we still don't know.
Makes you wonder what else is out there, still waiting to be found.
So that was quite a journey. From the superstar Stonehenge to that amazing recent find in the Amazon. We hope this deep dive has given you, a really good handle on these incredible, mysterious structures.
Yeah, hopefully a shortcut to understanding the key things. The amazing skill, the sky knowledge, the connection to life and death.
And just the sheer wonder of it all, the huge questions they make us ask about the people who came before us.
We've seen the incredible ingenuity, the sophisticated astronomical knowledge, the profound reverence for the dead, and the enduring questions that these structures raise about our ancient ancestors.
These stone circles, built thousands of years ago, they're like these powerful reminders, aren't they, of human ambition, human curiosity about where we fit in the cosmos. They make you think, not just about who built them, but what huge questions they were trying to answer about their world, about existence itself.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other ancient structures are still out there, maybe buried, maybe hidden in plain sight, just holding on to secrets we haven't even thought to ask about yet?